103 years have passed, and a small group of adventurers, myself with Cache Canada, Dougie B, Creamer and Bear's crew, and the Blue Quasar, descended upon a very, very nondescript lake in the middle of northwest Ontario. James McOuat, in the early 1900s, set out to create a new home along the shore of White Otter Lake. His real motivation remains somewhat of a mystery. Love, pride, independence, a whim to prove himself. We each traveled across Ontario, myself by road around Lake Superior. As a geocacher, of course, I stopped along the way for many little adventures, finding geocaches that highlighted the beauty we have in our province of Ontario. But our destination, after grouping in Ignis, was 30 kilometers southwest as the crow flies, but far more harrowing as the canoe floats. And that's why we chose the rumble of the float plane. Ignis Airways provides a de Havilland beaver and an otter. With our group of 8, we enlisted the otter to take us to White Otter Lake, a trip the pilots are quite familiar with. Given the current weather, our altitude remained fairly low as fog visibility worsened with height. Enjoy the views of the terrain that over 100 years ago Jimmy McOuat traversed as we head via bushplane to this lone wolf's legacy, where there is now a virtual geocache to discover. Our visit brought us to the castle during heavy restoration efforts. New roofing, replacement logs, graffiti removal. The view from inside was slightly obstructed by the scaffolding over its facade. The Friends of White Otter Castle, a non-profit charitable organization, provides care and upkeep for the castle throughout the year as a treasured Ontario heritage building. Being half Scottish, I found Jimmy's story, himself with Scottish heritage, hitting close to home. This castle was built by one man, not a big man, but with the skills to accomplish the impressive engineering, with few tools, but many tricks of the trade. Trees were felled, lifted, placed, secured, windows and frames transported by water and canoe. It was a complex construction for one man, especially the higher floors. One legend says he fell in love with a woman and built the castle for her, but she moved on without him, leaving him to be a lone hermit in his new home. Another says as a child he was cursed as he was told, "You'll die in a shack, you'll never amount to anything." So when he was able, he set his heart on proving them wrong. He built a mansion. Jimmy was born in 1855, and as he grew, he improved his trade skills. He built a homestead, but eventually moved all he had to White Otter Lake in 1903, and soon after began the castle. And there he lived in simple lifestyle, enduring seasons and hardships until he was discovered in 1918, his body trapped in fishing nets in the lake, where he tragically died. He was buried near the beach, away from the castle, at a spot looking towards the lake. He proved them wrong. And there it still stands, rescued from decay and destruction, and despite this inspirational legacy, on one hand it still endures hardships, but on the other hand, it has many who care for it. The castle stands as a Canadian legacy and heritage, an inspiration, a monument to one man's dream, discipline, determination, perseverance, and independence. Will you strive to make your way here, to discover the castle, explore the land Jimmy tamed and claimed for living, and the virtual geocache that marks this historic location? To put another smiley on the map, here in this remote lone structure in the Ontario wilderness?
Happy caching! Excellent adventure!